Welcome back. If a tornado hits a heavily populated area of the upstate tomorrow, would we be ready for what's next? Well, one of our employees took a trip to a place where a tornado shredded neighborhood after neighborhood, looking for ways we can all be prepared, ways you may have never even thought of.
Hey, here's Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent with a Fox Carolina First Alert Weather Extra.
Many of the neighborhoods in Little Rock are much like the ones in Greenville. Lots of trees, lots of shade, but not anymore.
What Greenville resident Rob Thomas saw in his hometown of Little Rock, Arkansas was heartbreaking. More than 3 months after a devastating EF3 tornado ripped through highly populated areas, the destruction is fresh.
Neighborhoods are still unlivable.
Stuart McClendon and his son Liam survived it.
We're all scared out of our lives.
You had to shelter in place.
Yes.
The apartment above them was damaged, but only minor water damage to the McClendon's unit. 2 days after, the tornado's effects hit them directly.
2 days after the tornado, the apartment company terminated my lease, being uprooted and told I couldn't stay where I had been living for the previous 2 years.
Friends and family stepped in to help the McClendons. Some victims are still homeless. That kind of storm in a populated area can happen here too. So what can we learn from Little Rock when so many lives can be changed at once?
A lot of people don't build an emergency supply kit, nor do they actually build an emergency plan.
As director of Greenville County Emergency Management, Jessica Stumpf has seen devastation close up.
I think it's important that you take the time at least once a year to sit down with your family and talk about what happens, whether it's a fire, a flood, a tornado. What is the family plan?
Where will you stay? Consider setting up a buddy system where you and a good friend agree to set up temporary room for each other during an emergency. Do your best to plan for the worst. The money from insurance could take a while, even if your insurance is adequate.
Make sure that your insurance policies are up to date. Check them every single year.
After his experience, Stuart suggests having more money stashed away than you think you'll need. Starting over takes cash on hand.
All of the things that you have to start over with for a down payment or a deposit on a rent house or a down payment on a home, costs of living that you don't think about.
Stuart wishes he had put all of his important papers in one place to make things easier. Keep those near your emergency kit.
You want your insurance policies, you want your birth certificate, social security cards, medical records.
Experts also say to have a plan in case you can't get to your medications or if your pharmacy suffered damage too. Consider having a backup of meds at a trusted friend or family member's home. And very important, take pictures with your cell phone of all your possessions. Treasured family photos too. Keep them on your phone or cloud so you have a backup and can prove to insurance what you had.
And I wonder how many of us are truly prepared for something of this magnitude.
If you prepare here on the front end for these types of things, you will be able to bounce back to your normal life a lot quicker than everyone else will because you took the time ahead of time to prepare.
As far as your emergency kit, download our Fox Carolina First Alert Weather app or our apps for Roku, Fire, and Apple TV to see a video listing all of the elements you need. The video's up right now on those apps, and an emergency kit is something you should start building right away.